Alright guys, what is going on? It's been a little bit, and I am bound and determined to make a video work, because I've tried quite a few, and none of them have worked. Like, they're actually still on this camera right now. So we're going to try to make something work today. I am, I'll just use this. Today is going to be kind of a random video. I'm going to be doing a little bit of everything. At the moment, I am working on a FiveM server. For those of you who are unfamiliar with that, it is essentially like a custom server based on Grand Theft Auto 5. You can kind of put in your own everything, but it's still a words, come on words. It's still a online multiplayer thing. So there's a lot of like roleplay type stuff in there, like pretend to be a cop, or pretend to, you know, own a shop or be in a gang or whatever, and then you gotta interact with people like that. Working on adding some stuff into that server. Me and a buddy of mine are essentially starting a server. Me and two buddies actually. So I'm trying to add something in here real quick while I wait for my morning coffee to do its thing, because I am not feeling it today. Oh, the server's already offline. That makes my job easier. So yeah, this is just like a lot of coding and adding stuff in. It's very boring, but I can do that tired. All the other things that I need to get done and want to get done, I don't really want to do tired. So this is where we're starting at right now. Again, just super boring, especially as you're just looking at my face as I'm doing it. Alright, let me get in the game here, and then I'm just going to flip the camera around. I'm not going to do any screen recordings today. If this is something y'all are more interested in seeing, let me know in the comments or something, and I'll post more dedicated video of it, or I'll start posting streams or whatever when I am in playing, or even just working on it. If y'all want to see that stuff, it's mostly boring stuff. But let me get the camera turned around. Yep, we just spawned in here. Here's my guy at the moment. Now we're gonna be testing the emote menu here. Oh, you guys can't really see it. There. We're looking at the emote menu right there that just popped up on the top right. I added some other ones in here. I'm looking to see if these worked. What's this? Okay, yeah. I don't think the ones that I tried to add into it worked. Okay. Let me see if I can just type them and get those to work. That did not work. Alright. Couldn't get the emotes that I wanted in to work. Ooh, it's echoey in here now. Ooh, that's annoying. So I gave up on that once I started laundry. Since I was up, I figured I'd stay up. So we have a little bit to do with both these vehicles. Not at the moment. Do it in a minute. The truck doesn't run, so I gotta figure that out later. But what I gotta do with both of them is take a tow hook off the truck and kind of just set it up under the frame rail on the Durango and see how that would kind of work. I really want tow hooks for that. I was originally gonna like custom mount and like weld some stuff on there, but kind of shying away from that idea if I can. I have looked at the frame rail and it's kind of notched out at the bottom, so might have to get a little creative and do some custom stuff to it still anyway, but if I can just get an idea with the way that they would sit with like an actual tow hook, and the ones on the truck are way easier to take off than the ones on the Jeep, so we're gonna take one from the truck and look. And if I can get an idea from there, I'll buy some other ones that prefer to have shackles. up front other than hooks. So yeah, there's that as well. So yeah, I am gonna look at all that stuff later. At the moment though, I'll work on this headache rack. I also gotta get that trailer going quick because I have plans for that. But this headache rack was on the truck before, as we all know. It was also on my old Dodge or my old Ram. And I'm liking the truck without a headache rack, although I like having a headache rack. I also like being able to have the light bar up there. It's still wired up for the bar, but the bar is sitting up over there on the trailer. So I like to put the headache rack back on and be able to put my light bar back on and potentially add some other lights later on. So I gotta do the same thing with the Durangos, add some more lights. But I hate this expanded metal. Like, it's just, I mean, you can see that, right? It's just way loose on here. You can't see out of it very well. I like having, you know, a back window that I can use and like see out of. So I'm gonna cut all this stuff off. My original plan was just to come up under here and cut it all as flush as I could and then grind these welds away the best I could with like a grinder or something. But look in here, and maybe even to pry some of that stuff back and just cut the welds off, which would make my job a lot easier because then I don't gotta go back with a grinder. I still gotta get like this off. I don't know why there's a random bolt that was booger welded to the top of that, but I want to clean it up real good. And then I want to take some, this is a smaller bar than I was looking at, but for a good example, just take some bars and run it along in a certain pattern where that I can still have like where my rearview mirror is going to be, and get some like vertical ones for support so that it's more rugged. I can put more weight onto it or use it to strap, you know, stuff down still. But it's also going to do a good job at, you know, protecting my rear window from getting broken. All right, well, my metal Sawzall blades have disappeared on me. Got a ton of wood blades of like every arrangement, and I have some metal jigsaw blades and obviously some cutoff wheels, but I don't want to do that. I was able, I'll show you real quick. I was able to get a flathead screwdriver in here to pry this back, so I think if I can get a blade in here, I can probably just right across through all of them, which would mean I wouldn't have to grind away quite as much, which would be phenomenal. So we're gonna go ahead and work on the truck, or work on removing this tow hook from the truck. Those aren't even tight. That's scary. Yeah, those are way loose. Alright. Well, since I know I don't gotta get back up and get an impact, guess I'll get comfy. Yeah, man, that's scary. Remind me to use an impact to put these back on again, or actually tighten them up or something. Another angle you can kind of see, looking at here, it's tucked back under that valance. So that's nice, because if I had it, it's not heavy, it's just really awkward because it's front heavy. So if I had it like up here where I originally envisioned, it does have good accessibility there, right? But that takes a little bit of ground clearance. Not that that's much of an issue there, but I kind of like it being further back. So maybe I will bite the bullet and take the one off the lost my voice there for a second. Maybe I will bite the bullet and take the one off the Jeep. Alright, come back inside. I guess I'll introduce you to the newest member of the house who's been scratching at the door. I'm assuming that's what I heard. Yep, there she is. Hey, Ember. I bet you she heard me outside right there by the door, and she was like, hey, wait for me. the other dogs are also kind of mean to her, so. Come here, Imps. Hi. Oh yeah? Oh. See, they're mean because they don't get the attention that Ember's getting, but Ember's a puppy and she was rescued by somebody else, but they had found her on the side of the road, like all tied up in like baling twine. Like she just had a litter of puppies. She's like 6 months old. Super little girl, super skinny. So she's been getting attention so that she knows it's safe here. And, you know, we're not gonna throw her out on the side of the road tied up in baling twine after she gives a litter of puppies, which she'll hopefully never have another litter again because she'll be getting fixed soon. But, hi Trigger. Hi buddy, I know. Yeah, I thought I was done for the day. I'm not. I mean, like, I know I still gotta do dinner and figure out what I'm gonna eat for lunch and stuff, but I sat down, looked over, and then remembered that I have a vacuum that stopped working randomly. Amanda was using it the other day, and randomly, like, she turned it off to empty it out and wouldn't start back up again. So, like, when we push the button here, it doesn't feel like it's... See, now it feels like it's engaging. But it wasn't feeling like it was really engaging. So I'm trying to look and see if I can see why that may be the case, if it got wedged down somewhere or what's going on with that. So now it feels like it's working. Did this guy pop off somehow? There's screws. No, there are screws in here. So that's what I'm doing now. Not very fun stuff. Very dirty and dusty. And I just had like a sneezing fit just before that, so my nose is already running, going crazy. So if I'm sniffling, I apologize. It's a combination of all this dust and the dog hair, because these dogs seem to need to check on me every 5 minutes. As well as the sneezing fit I had just before I started this project. Okay, wait, there we go. So that's the cable unwinding thingy. There we go. Alright, super gross and dusty in here. About what I would expect from a vacuum though. Alright, I need the other side. Alright, well, it's the next morning, next day, whatever. I'll take my headphones out here so I'm not yelling. The vacuum's not getting fixed. I looked at it, there's nothing obvious wrong. I don't really care to tear this thing apart, because it's not really coming apart very well at all anyway. Dinner didn't turn out the way that I wanted dinner to be. I don't think I discussed dinner. I'm gonna make a better dinner today. Not gonna record that though, because that's in the middle of family time. So, I'll show you what I'm gonna do with it though. And then my dog training stuff came in, so. Got the clicker. And then we have a whistle, which will never be used. I was hoping this baggie was gonna be bigger, but this is a bag here, so. Essentially the way that works is you put your treats in the bag and then they do good and you reward them with the treats or whatever the motivation for it is. I'm gonna try using this. I don't like that it auto closes. I mean, it's kind of cool, like it's a cool bag, but not for what I want to use it for, so we'll see. But we are gonna start doing that soon. I just let the dogs back in from getting home, or from dropping the boys off of school. I throw them outside when I do that because they'll tear up the house. Okay, potatoes. So, yeah, I'm just letting them all relax here a little bit. Hey, Amber. Before I throw the other two out to start with the little one. Alright, what's going on? I think the last thing y'all saw was, like fingerboarding and me just talking on Tuesday. It is now Thursday. There's nothing in here, bro. Oh, there it is. I see it. And I'm looking for Lennon's hat because he has a field day tomorrow. They're almost out of school. And Amanda leaves super early in the morning for work, so I wanted to make sure that I got it before she leaves. Anyway, yeah, I think last thing y'all saw was either fingerboarding or me talking or something. On Tuesday, I came up with the... Hang on. I made the decision that I'm gonna just do weekly vlogs. I don't do enough on one day for the most part to do anything with like a daily vlog. I like doing the vlog stuff for the most part. So I'm just gonna do them weekly. That means they're gonna be a little bit more random. But that's not what I want to see in here. A little baby roach. They're gonna be a little bit more random, but it will be more frequent as well, weekly. So I think that'll work because I've got about 500,000 different videos currently started on the camera right now that are never gonna make it because I just ran out of time and stopped doing whatever it was I was doing and the video stopped. So that's what we're gonna do is weekly videos. I have carb cleaner somewhere. Where'd it go? Anyway, with the randomness thing out of the way, let's start with the random. Sorry, I hear my dogs. Hoping they didn't wake anybody up because it's like 10 o'clock at night. I just got off work. I'm not ready to go to bed. Alright, it's hot in here. I can feel it. Camera's getting really warm. Hopefully I don't have any issues with these clips because sometimes GoPros... Freaking flies, man. Sometimes GoPros have issues with heat. Next thing I kind of want to just sit here and rant about it because it's too late to do anything about it. Freaking dog, man. It's too late to do anything about it. And I couldn't even if I wanted to because my workbench is up against a wall and there's a trailer and a bunch of other crap in my way for everything I need. I messed up, guys. So, I think one of the last videos I made was making this knife, which was a great knife to make. I love it. I carried it for a while. Couple problems is I'm noticing now that it's kind of bulky. It's like very heavy. Very thick. which I was okay with. Like, I was used to it, I could feel it on my hip, I knew it was there. If it fell out laying on the ground, or like if I fall asleep on the couch or sit on the recliner and, you know, lay funny, sometimes it would fall out and I would feel that it's gone. There we go. Alright. Walk away for a second. All the dogs are out here now. Camera's off, I can change the battery. Mount. Falls apart. It's a great night. Yeah, it's thick, it's bulky. Still not a big deal. My problem, other than the fact that the sheath is kind of wonky, is that right here, it fits really nice. But if it gets pushed in, it gets to the point where it's probably hard to see, especially with the GoPro. Amber! No, don't eat shit. Anything out here is gonna hurt you. Don't eat it. Is the tip of the blade will poke through, and I'm not trying to get stabbed or stab anybody else if, you know, I'm wrestling with the kids on the ground or something. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I think that's just me being a shitty sheath maker. But in any case, I want to fix this anyway, so I don't want to make a different sheath for it either. I've tried to edit the sheath a little bit throughout the months that I've had it, and just nothing's really worked. So, yeah, I don't know how else to fix that other than trying to make another sheath, which I don't want to do. Hey, Wigs. Hey, buddies. What I do want to do is make a sheath for this. This is not a knife that I made. This is an SE3 that Amanda got me like 3 years ago now. I made the scales on it. These are mesquite scales from a tree that I myself cut down. I'm sure I've said this story already. Problem is, knowing what I know about making sheaths, what little I do know, and doing leather sheaths, you want it so that, like right here, if you look, there's the, you know, indents up here from where the handle bulks. These scales are completely flat. Now I like that, feels really good in the hand. The problem with that is there's not really a way to make that so that it's not gonna penetrate through if any force gets put on it. It's a bigger knife, for sure. Like, substantially bigger. Like, the blade itself is the same, but the handle is a good piece bigger. Matter of fact, this sheath was originally supposed to be for this knife. But it doesn't work anymore, or now. That might be part of my problem though, looking at it. Because if we look here, it fits down there really nice. This blade is a lot thinner. So I have way more play here. I'm wondering if I remove, I have a piece of thread here that I sewed in. I wonder if I remove that, if I can force this guy down in here, and maybe even make that work. Alright, I did it. I know, it's goofy. It's 11 o'clock at night, I'm trying to be kind of quiet. But I got it in. It fits in here. There's a little bit of play. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, a little bit of play in it. But it fits in there. It's sitting about right here where you can see the decoloration, or right there when it's actually pushed all the way back like it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and soak this in hot water for about 30-45 minutes, and we're gonna see if we can wet mold it. This is, man, I don't remember what steel this is. Oh wait, that's not that's not steel, it's a serial number. What are the SE3s made out of? The SE3 is 1095 high carbon. Did not think it was S93. Alright, so it's the next morning. The knife is doing good. The sheath is doing good. It's still pretty damp, but it's a lot drier than it was last night. Yeah, most of the residual water that was just open in there out. It was all over the blade. Had a little bit of rusting. There's a little bit right there along the blade like I expected. Did not think about the etching on the knife. Those are showing a little bit of rust. I was able to get a lot of it out. I'm going to see if I can use some rubbing alcohol or hydrogen peroxide or something with a Q-tip to get the rest of that stuff off of there. And then with the blade itself, I'll probably going to clean that up as much as I can. If I can't, I'll put a new edge on it. Don't want to do that though. This is still very sharp. I actually almost cut my thumb trying to clean off like the tip up there. So yeah, but it does good. It's a little difficult to get in. Good retention to keep it from falling out though once it is in there. I actually just had it on my hip. I'm hoping like my body heat will kind of help dry it some a little bit quicker. Yeah, it's doing good as far as that goes. Yeah, hopefully with, you know, the wear, once everything dries really good and keeps the blade in. And with the wear, it'll work because I really didn't want to make a new sheath at all, whether it be for the other knife or for this one. But yeah, everything's doing good. The next video, maybe I'll do a pocket nut, maybe I'll do a little bit of ADC stuff, and we'll figure out how this ended up working once it was all dried up. But for now, I'm going to leave it exactly as is, short of maybe cleaning off, you know, the rust on the blade and potentially putting a new edge on it. But I'm not going to do anything with the scales, I don't think, unless I get really bored. There's some spots I can see some pretty deep sanding marks, but I don't want to take them off. They fit really good. I really like the scales on it. It feels really good. I prefer the wood feeling of the wood handle over the G10 resin thing. They claimed it was G10. It didn't feel like G10. It felt terrible. But yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna go ahead and end off the video here, and then we will see you guys in the video coming hopefully next week.